Life is our interpretation. We are the creators, we are the writers of our lives. We have the superpower of making life as good as it can be and as bad as it can be. Our interpretation is the deciding factor of what everything means. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand this. A lot of people jail themselves with limiting beliefs and just negativity and interpreting things negative, deciding that things are negative. Things can only be as good as what you allow and what you decide and what you believe they can, your perspective. I've been able to completely change my life with this. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can expand your life, make your life far more rich, far more positive, and truly be capable, all just from your perspective. First thing to understand is that your brain follows your beliefs and your perspective. Your brain looks at these things as a guide, like a map, like a direct map, and showing your brain what's possible. Your brain will not surpass your beliefs and your perspective. Our brains are designed for focusing on like 2% of things, 2% of everything that you're actually experiencing, and deleting or putting away in storage everything else. Right now, your brain's deleting a whole ton of stuff. Your sensations in your hands, like on your body, like it's not actively paying attention to every single bit of stimuli that you're experiencing because you would overload. And your brain does this intentionally. And because of this, you're not going to examine everything all the time about everything. I know that sounds weird, but your beliefs and like your subconscious rules and your perspective filters all of that so your brain doesn't explode. A weird example of this is I don't think about jumping out my window and growing wings and flying away like an eagle. I don't believe that's possible. So I never think of it. I never consider it because why would I? I don't personally believe it's possible and I don't really care about trying to do that. But the unfortunate truth is that people do this with things that are practical and things that they might actually want. But if your beliefs don't allow it, if you don't believe that, if you don't really see it and feel it, have the right perspective, you're not even going to come across or consider these good ideas. Your brain's not going to focus on it if it doesn't think it's possible. If you don't think it's possible to get out of a job you don't like, let's say you work somewhere you really don't like, and you think it's not possible, or you don't have that belief, you think it's too unlikely or too risky or whatever, your brain literally operates differently, knowing you don't think it's possible. Your brain just deletes it. It's like, why would I spend time on it? It's you don't think it's possible, and your brain does the filtering for you. So your brain, no matter how big, if you think very abundantly, then you are able to achieve abundant things and live a life of abundance. But if you believe small, if your perspective is very tiny and you don't believe that you can be much more than this, then that's what your brain is going to follow, and that's what your life's going to follow. A story I'll never forget that happened to me personally was, so some backstory, in summer after ninth grade was the biggest turning point in my life. The summer after ninth grade is when I decided I'm consistently going to the gym. I'm consistently going to take care of myself and prioritize this. And that all started because I truly believed after ninth grade, I was like, no, I can be this man. And I did. And I started to do the things that I really wanted to do after I believed them, and I changed my perspective. So one day in the summer after, so about a year after I was working out, I went to the gym that my friend was going to at the time. And my friend just started going to the gym. So, it was all exciting that we're both like getting into the gym. And so we go to this gym. I'm not familiar with it, but we walk in and we're, of course, just going straight to the bench press. And so we go over there, walking towards the bench press. We're looking at everything. And I see somebody that I know that lives in the next town that I do, because where I live, it's like every town's like only 2 miles away, very small. And so I'm like, yo, what's up? I walk towards him. We start talking. And then somebody walks up next to the guy that I know from the other town. And it turns out to be his brother. And his brother was only 1 year older than him. So they were very, very similar. They looked very similar, like in the face. But his brother was jacked. His brother was in super, super good shape. And he like held himself differently. Like his whole demeanor was completely different, even though they looked alike. So I could tell that they were related. He's like, yeah, I'm his brother. Nice to meet you. So I meet the guy. And so we just start talking for, I don't know, a couple minutes. And he's like, yeah, I'm trying to get my brother to consistently go to the gym. I had to drag him here. And his brother happened to overhear it. And then he kind of like turns over to us and he's like, bro, but this and this and that. I don't have the genetics. I don't have this. What was weird was that he started to give a bunch of excuses to why he wasn't able to be like his brother, who was only a year older than him. The weird thing is that he gave excuses that didn't even make sense. Like, we don't have the same genetics. Like, they have the same parents. You live in the same house. Person that lives the closest to his lifestyle. I mean, you're brothers and you're practically the same age and you live in the same household. But the difference between these two people, one person that needed to be dragged to the gym, this guy who's super disciplined, really positive, really, really cool guy, and obviously disciplined in his life, was that this guy was like, yeah, I wanted to become this person. I believed in it and I did. And his brother that has access to all the same tools and all the same support to become the type of man he wanted to be, he was completely different simply because he didn't believe it, even though there was nothing really different between them in terms of ability to do it. Unlike his brother, he wasn't even considering all the things that he actually could do, all the things that he had access to, like, oh, I could do this and I could get in shape, or I could do that and I could get in shape. It didn't even come to his mind because why would you question something? Why would you really dive deep into something that you don't even believe in? The second thing, and about your perspective, is that it really is not the events that happen in your life, but it is literally your interpretation that in real time creates what everything means to you. Story that happened more recently was during high school track. We had a meet that was like 50 minutes away in some like in the middle of nowhere school, like real country, just real far away, like completely out of the way. Throughout the day, it was off and on, a little drizzly, a little cloudy, and then the sun would come out, and then the weather was very unpredictable that day. And so I had a lot of people nervous, and at the time, myself included, I was like, but are we going to drive all the way out here just to come back? Are we going to, and I was having all these like negative, like outcome questions I was asking myself after just repeatedly asking myself these low quality questions and like just thinking about, I really don't want to go all the way out here if I don't have to, if we're not actually going to do anything. But so school ends, we pack up on the bus pretty much immediately after school ends because it's further out. And we get on the bus and same thing, just unpredictable, just on the fence of raining constantly. And we were like, well, if it rains a ton, we're not able to do this meet. When we actually started driving, I made a decision, changed my perspective. I said, wait, I'm lucky enough to be alive, first of all. The fact that I'm experiencing anything, that's a bonus. That's a win. It's awesome. I'm with a bunch of my friends on the bus. Awesome. I live in a place where we have the ability to do sports. Like some places, and I realized that, am I making this a negative experience? Even if we get there and we immediately turn back, does that mean it's negative? Or is my conditioning in the way my brain is wired making me think that it's negative? I realized that, wait, there's so many reasons that this is an amazing experience, no matter the outcome, no matter what happens. How am I going to sit here and complain if, oh no, I'm with all my friends and we live in a place that we're fortunate enough to have a bus take us? I didn't have to pay for it. I didn't have to drive. I didn't have to walk to the track meet. We have waters in the back. We have drinks. People are bringing food. It's like, wait, my life's amazing. What am I even worried about? And guess what? We got there and then we had to wait inside because it started thunderstorming. And then as soon as it let up, we had to go right back home. And when we got home, it was sunny again. Now, if that happened and I wasn't able to change my perspective, I would have been like, oh my gosh, we came here. it thunderstormed, and then when we got back, and then it got sunny. Like one of those kind of days, and I would have been all negative about it. Would have been like how a lot of people act, and it's just the conditioning, the wiring. But I got back, and people were like trying to talk to me about it. They're like, "Wow, how fun was that?" And talking all this negative stuff about it. I'm like, bro, we got to go on a road trip together. What are you talking about? And people were laughing like, haha. I'm like, no, I'm being serious. The thing is that we all experienced the same event. I managed to change my perspective, and I had a road trip with my friends in a very safe, privileged area. I had a wonderful experience. Who cares? It doesn't matter to me. What we planned on didn't go exactly to plan. That's fine. I still had a great time. We all experienced the same thing, and a lot of other people were like, "Man, I just wasted all this time. I shouldn't have even come. What was this, bro? Why did they do this? Why did they do that?" We have the responsibility and the control and the power to decide how good is our life? How good are the events that take place? And the fix to this, to change your beliefs, change your interpretations, to completely change your whole perspective on life and make your life so much more positive and be so much more capable of living a truly amazing life, is that you just must first be very aware. Okay, I complain about this. I'm negative about this. I view this a certain way. If you're not even aware of what you're doing, then you can't change it. So you have to become aware. Okay, one, I don't have to make anything negative. I have the responsibility and the choice. Two, what are the things that I look at as negative? What habits do I have to be negative? And you just consciously make the changes, especially in the moment. When something that didn't go to plan, in that moment, when you feel that anger or discomfort or disappointment, in the moment, when you feel it hardest, change your perspective purposely. Name 5 things that you could be super grateful for right now? And you literally completely change your whole experience. Very, very, very simple solution. Become conscious and aware of your life and become the person you want to be. I think we all want to be positive and live positive lives. Be very aware that you can make anything positive and nothing can actively make you negative. You choose. When you see something and you are either positive or negative about it. No longer complain. No longer bond with people over negative experiences, like talking over how negative something is, and negative jokes, negative self-talk, all of this stuff. Consciously change that to being positive. Be a source of positivity, and you literally inspire other people to do the same. When you see positivity, beauty, and believe in yourself to doing the things that you want, because again, it's all possible. But if you don't believe it, your brain's not going to be in the right thought to even see it. If you don't see it, you're not going to ever be able to do it. And positivity raises your state. You're literally able to see more, think better, just enjoy your life more. That's all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are interested in getting into the best shape of your life while maximizing your health, I'm going to leave a link in the description talking about my health and fitness coaching. I believe fitness and health is the absolute foundation. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. But either way, have an absolutely blessed day. I'll see you guys on the next one.